are witches, and you're in for a witchy evening. So I would like to start off by telling you, good evening. I'm glad to see you all here. The Performing Arts Series, which is who's presenting the show tonight that you're seeing, would like to acknowledge that we gather tonight on the ancestral lands of the Piro and Mescalero Apache peoples and honor with gratitude the land itself and the people who have stewarded it through the generations. I'm Rana Kalish. Some of you might think that I'm retired, and I'm trying. But I continue on as the part-time community engagement manager. And I want to tell you we're super excited about tonight's performance. I just came back from a long trip, and I came back in time to see the dress rehearsal, and this is, you're going to be impressed. This is a fun show. You're going to really enjoy it. I think there's something going on where I can't say the name of this performance. So I'm trying real hard. Okay. A little bit of housekeeping. There's going to be a 20-minute intermission. During intermission, the bar will be open, and there's both alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages, whatever you like. And the bathrooms, for those of you who don't know, you walk up to the lobby and you hang a left, and towards the end of that room on the right, there's where our bathrooms are. You want to be careful. Our cast is going in and out on these stairs, so if you need to get up and go out, make sure there isn't a witch going up and down the stairs. This performance is the fourth time that the Performing Arts Series has worked together with Socorro Community Theater and with Macey Center in collaboration. And we're very excited that that's, we've been doing this. It's been a great experience. And you're going to see tonight all kinds of people that you know that are both from town, from Tech, from the NRAO. There's a lot of New Mexico Tech students. There's high school students in this performance. So we're super excited about that. We love to bring everybody together in that way. I also want to mention the piece of housekeeping that I forgot is at the end of the performance, please stay in your seats for a little bit while the cast gets off stage, because they're going to exit over here. Okay. Another collaboration that happens is also with the CLASS Department and the Performing Arts Series and Macey Center, which is our spring musical, and this year it's going to be Anything Goes. Very fun musical. Our musicals are always a great time. For that one, we don't do it quite so intimately. We do the real theater, like the real deal, and use our theater. And we also really enjoy doing this theater in the round, or black box, if you will, because it brings the idea of bringing everybody closer to the actors. That's really why we've been doing it this way. And we feel like everybody's closer together, and I think we keep getting better and better with that arrangement. So, one of the things I always mention is we can't do this without our sponsors, and tonight's sponsors, let me say a little bit about each, and then we can thank everybody all at once. And you also will see in your programs, there's a lot of other sponsors that support this program. And programs like this really don't exist without support from the local community and from different organizations. So tonight is supported by the New Mexico Economic Development Department through their Creative Industries Program, which the Performing Arts Series was a recipient of one of these grants. Not that many people got it, and we really spread it around and put it towards all kinds of amazing things, including classes and live entertainment. New Mexico Arts, which is our state arts agency, and the National Endowment for the Arts, who funds New Mexico Arts and supports arts programs all around the state of New Mexico, and we are a longtime recipient. Our longtime partner, which is the National Radio Astronomy Observatory and Associated Universities, Inc., really very much support, appreciate that longtime support, and how many folks from the NRAO come on out for shows here. Our local hometown paper, the El Defensor Chieftain, a big thanks to Jessica Carranza and Wanda Muller, who have supported this program also as well for a long time, and it's wonderful to have a hometown paper. Our Student Government Association here at New Mexico Tech. How many people here are students tonight? A whole bunch. Your Student Government Association is a longtime sponsor of the Performing Arts Series, so definitely give them a big thanks. We love the support of the New Mexico Tech students. And finally, I want to give a huge thanks to our Macey Center crew, to Gloria Gutierrez-Anaya, to Jenny, our technical director, to Lily, to Juan, to David, many others of the Macey Center crew. This is a challenge to do lights like this on this stage rather than out that way. They've done the sound effects. They just worked tirelessly, and a huge thanks. They're amazing. We're so lucky to have them. And also a huge thanks to the Performing Arts Series crew. Puts everything together that you don't really think about. A few events I want to tell you about that's coming up. The Library Book Fair is on November 2nd at Zimmerly School from 9 to 1. The Performing Arts Series is second of our Presidential Chamber and World Music Series. We're branching out a little for our Presidential Chamber Music Series and doing some world music. And the group that's coming on November 6th is a Celtic Renaissance folk band from Belgium. Really interesting music, a lot of energy, great entertainers. The group is called Whir, and it's on, I think I said that, Wednesday, November 6th, right after the election. I hope you all vote. You can find more information on these events in your program, and also there's a QR code in your program that if you scan, you can sign up to receive what's called TNT, Tech in Town. It's the calendar of events that are happening here on campus and in town. You want to be in the know of what's happening here. And when you say there's nothing to do, sign up for this and you'll find out that there's tons of stuff going on and you will know about everything. You'll get it once a week in your email. So I hope you'll all sign up for that. I'm really thrilled that you're all here. Thank you so much for supporting the arts. I know you're going to enjoy this Shakespeare show tonight, and of which I will not name. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you.
When shall we three meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain?
When the hurly-burly's done, when the battle's lost and won.
That will be ere the set of sun.
Where the place?
Upon the heath,
There to meet with Macbeth.
I come from Malkin.
Paddock calls.
Anon. Fair is foul and foul is fair. Hover through the fog and filthy air.
What bloody man is that?
This is the sergeant, who like a good and hearty soldier fought against my captivity. Hail, brave friend. Say to the king the knowledge of the broil as thou didst leave it.
Doubtful it stood. The merciless MacDonald showed like a rebel's whore. But all's too weak for brave Macbeth. Well he deserves that name, disdaining fortune with his brandished steel, which smoked with bloody execution. Like valor's minion, carved out his passage till he faced the slave, which ne'er shook hands, nor bade farewell to him, till he unseamed him, from the nave to the chaps, and fixed his head upon our battlements.
Valiant cousin, worthy gentleman.
No sooner justice had with valor armed compelled those skipping kerns to trust their heels. But the Norwegian lord, surveying vantage with furbished arms and new supplies of men, began a fresh assault.
Dismayed not this our captains, Macbeth and Banquo.
Yes, as sparrows, eagles, or the hare, the lion. Oh, but I am faint. My gashes cry for help.
Go, get him surgeons. Who comes here?
The worthy Thane of Ross.
God save the king.
Whence camest thou, worthy Thane?
From Fife, good king, where the Norwegian banners flout the sky and fan our people cold. Norway himself, in terrible numbers, assisted by that most disloyal traitor, the Thane of Cawdor, began a dismal conflict, point against point, rebellious arm against arm, curbing his lavish spirit, and to conclude, the victory fell upon us.
Ha! Great happiness! Ah, no more that Thane Cawdor shall deceive our bosom interest. Go, declare his present death, and with his former title greet Macbeth.
I'll see it done.
That which he hath lost, noble Macbeth, hath won.
Where hast thou been, sister?
Killing swine.
Sister, where thou?
A sailor's wife had chestnuts in her lap, and munched and munched and munched. Give me, quoth I. Aroint thee, witch! The rump-fed Runyon cries. Her husband's to Aleppo gone, master of the tiger. The inner sib I'll thither sail, and like a rat without a tail. I'll do, and I'll do.
I'll give thee a wind.
Thou art kind.
And I another.
I myself am all the other. I shall drain him dry as hay. Sleep shall neither night nor day hang upon his penthouse lid. He shall live a man though bid. Weary senites, 9 times 9, shall he dwindle, peak, and pine. And though his bark cannot be lost, yet it shall be tempest-tossed. Look what I have.
Show me, show me.
Here I have a pilot's thumb, wrecked as homeward he did come.
A drum, Macbeth doth come.
The
Weird sisters, hand in hand, hosters of the sea and land, thus do go about,
thrice to thine,
and thrice to mine, and thrice again to make up 9. Peace! The charms wound up.
So foul and fair a day I have not seen.
How far is it called the Forres? What are these?
So withered and wild in their attire that look not like the inhabitants of the earth, and yet are on't. Live you? Or are you aught that man may question? Shh! You seem to understand me. But each at once her chappy finger laying upon her skinny lips. You should be women, yet your beards forbid me to interpret that you are so.
Speak if you can. What are you?
All hail, Macbeth. Hail to thee, Thane of Glamis.
All hail, Macbeth. Hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor.
All hail, Macbeth. Thou shalt be king hereafter.
Good sir, why do you start and seem to fear things that do sound so fair? In the name of truth, are ye fantastical, or that indeed which outwardly ye show? My noble partner, you greet with present grace and great prediction of noble having and of royal hope that he seems rapt withal. To me you speak not. If you can look into the seeds of time and say which grain will grow and which will not, speak then to me, who neither beg nor fears your favors nor your hate.
Hail,
Hail, hail!
lesser than Macbeth, and greater.
Not so happy, yet much happier.
Thou shalt get kings, though thou be none. So all hail, Macbeth and Banquo.
Banquo and Macbeth.
All hail!
say, you imperfect speakers? Tell me more. By Finnell's death, I know I'm Thane of Glamis, but how of Cawdor? Thane of Cawdor lives, a prosperous gentleman. And to be king stands not within the prospect of belief, no more than to be Cawdor. Say from whence you owe this strange intelligence, and why upon this blasted heath you stopped our way with such prophetic greeting.
The earth hath bubbles, as the water has, and these are of them. Whither are they vanished?
Into the air, and what seemed corporal melted as breath into the wind. Would they had stayed?
Were such things here, as we do speak about? Or have we eaten on the insane root that takes the reason prisoner?
Your children shall be kings.
You shall be king!
And Thane of Cawdor too, why did not serve?
The self-same tune in words. Who's here?
The king hath happily received, Macbeth, the news of thy success. He finds thee in the stout Norwegian ranks, nothing afeard of what thyself didst make strange images of death. As thick as hail came post with post, and every one did bear thy praises in his kingdom's great defense, and poured them down before him.
We are here to give thee from our royal master's thanks. Only to herald thee into his side, not pay thee.
And, for an earnest of a greater honor, he bade me from him call thee Thane of Cawdor, in which edition, hail, most worthy Thane, for it is thine.
What, can the devil speak true?
The Thane of Cawdor lives. Why do you dress me in borrowed robes?
Who was the Thane lives here, but under heavy judgment bears that life which he deserves to lose. Whether he was combined with those of Norway, or lying the rebel with hidden help and vantage, or that with both, he labored in his country's wreck. I know not. But treason's capital, confessed and proved, have overthrown him.
Glamis and Thane of Cawdor? The greatest is behind. Thanks for your pains. Do not you hope your children shall be kings, when those that gave the Thane of Cawdor to me promised no less to them?
That trusted home might yet enkindle you unto the crown, besides the Thane of Cawdor. But 'tis strange. And oft times, to win us to our harm, the instruments of darkness will tell us truths, win us with honest trifles, to betray us in deepest consequence. Cousins, a word, I pray you.
Two truths are told as happy prologues to the swelling act of the imperial theme. This supernatural soliciting cannot be good, cannot be ill. If ill, why hath it given me earnest of success, commencing in a truth? I am Thane of Cawdor. If good, why do I yield to that suggestion, whose horrid image does unfix my hair, and make my seated heart knock at my ribs against the use of nature? My thought, whose murder, yet is but fantastical, shakes so my single state of man, that function is smothered in surmise, and nothing is but what is not.
Look how our partner's wrapped.
If chance will have me king, why chance may crown me without my stir.
Worthy Macbeth, we stay upon your leisure.
Give me your favor. My dull brain was wrought with things forgotten. Let us towards the king. Think about what has chanced, and at more time, the interim having waited, let us speak our free hearts, each to other.
Very gladly.
Till then enough. Come.
Has execution been done on Cawdor? Aren't those in commission yet returned?
My liege, they are not yet returned, but I have spoke with one that saw him die, who did report that very frankly he confessed his treasons, implored your highness's pardon, and set forth a deep repentance. Nothing in his life became him like the leaving of it. He died as one that had been studied in his death. To throw away the dearest thing he owned as 'twere a mere trifle.
There's no art in the construction of the mind and the face. He was a gentleman upon whom I built an absolute trust. Where are these, cousin? Thou art so far before the swiftest wing of recompense that is come before thee. Oh, the only thing I may say is more is due you than more, that all can pay.
The service and the loyalty I owe in doing it pays itself. Your Highness's part is to receive our duties, and our duties are to your throne and state, children and servants, who do but what they should by doing everything safe towards your love and honor.
Cometh hither. I have begun to plant thee, and I will labor to make thee full of growing. Noble Banquo, you are also very deserving and should be said to have done so. Entreat me, let me fold thee to my heart.
There, if I grow, the harvest is your own.
Sons, kinsmen, named, and those who are nearest to us, let it be known that I will establish my estate on my eldest, Malcolm, whom hereafter will be named the Prince of Cumberland, which honor is not only going to be for him, but nobleness, like a star, will shine on all deservers. Hence, tenderness, draw us closer to thee.
I'll be myself the harbinger, and make joyful the hearing of my wife with your approach. So humbly take my leave.
My worthy Cawdor.
Prince of Cumberland. That is a step on which I must fall down, or else overleap, for in my way it lies. Stars, hide your fires. See not my black and deep desires.
True, worthy Banquo. He is full so valiant, and in his commendations I am fed. It's a banquet to me. Let's after him whose care goes before us to make us welcome. It is a peerless kinsman.
They met me in the day of success, and I have learned by the perfectest report they have more in them than mortal knowledge. When I burned in desire to question them further, they made themselves air into which they vanished. Whilst I stood wrapped in the wonder of it, came missives from the king, who all hailed me Thane of Cawdor, by which title before these weird sisters saluted me, and referred me to the coming on of time with, "Hail, king that shalt be." This have I thought good to deliver thee, my dearest partner of greatness, that thou mightst not lose the dues of rejoicing by being ignorant of what greatness is promised thee. Lay it to thy heart, and farewell. Promised thou art, and Cawdor, and shalt be what thou art promised. Yet do I fear thy nature. It is too full of the milk of human kindness to catch the nearest way.
Thou wouldst be great, art not without ambition, but without the illness should attend it. Hie thee hither, that I may pour my spirits in thine ear, and chastise with the valor of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden round, which fate and metaphysical aid doth seem to have thee crowned withal. What is your tidings?
The king comes here tonight.
Thou art mad to say it. Is not thy master with him, who wert so would have informed for preparation?
So please you, it is true. Our Thane is coming.
Give him tending, he brings great news. The raven himself is hoarse, that croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts. Unsex me here and fill me from the crown to the toe, top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood. Stop up the access and passage to remorse, that no compunctious visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and it. Come to my woman's breasts and take my milk for gall, you murdering ministers, wherever in your sightless substances you wait on nature's mischief. Come, thick night, and pall thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark to cry, hold! Hold. Great Glamis, worthy Cawdor, greater than both by the all-hail hereafter. Thy letters have transported me beyond this ignorant present, and I feel now the future in the instant.
My dearest love, Duncan comes here tonight.
And when goes hence?
Tomorrow, as he purposes.
Oh, never shall sun that morrow see. Your face, my Thane, is like a book where men may read strange matters. To beguile the time, look like the time. Bear welcome in your eye, your hand, your tongue. Look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it. He that's coming must be provided for, and you shall put this night's great business into my dispatch.
We will speak further.
Only look up clear. To alter favor ever is to fear. Leave all the rest to me.
This castle hath a pleasant seat. Air, nimbly and sweetly recommends itself to our gentler senses.
This guest of summer, the temple-haunting martlet, does approve by his beloved mansionry that the air smells wooingly here. No jutty, frieze, buttress, nor coign of vantage. But this bird hath made his pendant bed and procreant cradle, where the most breed and haunt to have observed, the air is delicate.
Oh, see, our honored hostess.
All our service, in every point twice done, and then done double, were as poor and single business to contend against those honors deep and broad, wherewith your majesty loads our house.
Where's the Thane of Cawdor? We coursed him at the heels, but he rides well, and his great love, like a sharp spur, has hope him to come before us. Noble and fair hostess, We are your guests tonight.
Your servants ever.
Take my hand, conduct me to mine host. We love him highly, and we will continue to show our graces to him. Why you leave, host?
If it were done when 'tis done, 'twere well it were done quickly. If the assassination could trammel up the consequences and catch with his deceased success. But that this blow would be the be-all and the end-all here, then here, upon this bank and shoal of time, would jump the life to come. But in these cases we still have judgment here, that we but teach bloody instructions, which being taught return to plague the inventor. He's hearing this even-handed justice commends the ingredients of our poison chalice to our own lips. He's here in double trust, first as I am his kinsman and his subject, strong both against the deed. Then as his host, who should against the murderer shut the door, not bear the knife myself. Then this Duncan hath borne his faculties so meek, has been so clear in his great office, that his virtues will plead like angel, trumpet-tongued against the deep damnation of his taking off. I have no spur to prick the sides of my intent, only vaulting ambition, which overleaps itself to fall on the other. How now? What news?
He is almost up. Why have you left the chamber?
Have he asked for me?
No, you not. He has.
We will proceed no further in this business. He hath honored me of late, and I bought golden opinions of all sorts of people, which would be worn now in their newest gloss, not cast aside so soon.
Was the hope drunk, wherein you dressed yourself? Hath it slept since? And wakes it now to look so green and pale at what it did so freely? From this time such I account thy love. Art thou afeared to be the same in thine own act and valor as thou art in desire? Wouldst thou have that which thou esteemest the ornament of life, and live a coward in thine own esteem, letting I dare not wait upon I would?
Prithee, peace! I dare do all that may become a man. Who dares do more is none.
What beast was then that made you break this enterprise to me? When you durst do it, then you were a man. And to be more than what you were, you would be so much more the man. I have given suck, and know how tender 'tis to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, have plucked the nipple from his boneless gums and dashed the brains out had I so sworn as you have done to this.
If we should fail,
we fail. But screw your courage to the sticking place and will not fail. When Duncan is asleep, his two chamberlains will I, with wine and wassail, so convince that memory, that warder of the brain, shall be a fume, and the receipt of reason a limbeck only. When, in swinish sleep, their drenched natures lies as in a death, what cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan? What not put upon his spongy officers, who shall bear the guilt of our great quell?
bring forth men children only, for thy undaunted metal should compose nothing but males. Will it not be received when we with blood have marked those sleepy two of his own chamber, and used their very daggers that they have done it?
Who dares receive it other, as we shall make our grease and clamor roar upon his death?
I am settled. and bend up each corporal agent to this terrible feat. Away, and mock the time with fairest show. The false face must hide what the heart doth know.
How goes the night, boy?
The moon is down. I have not heard the clock.
And she goes down at 12.
I take it 'tis later, sir.
Hold. Take my sword. There's husbandry in heaven tonight. Their candles are all out. Take you that too. A heavy summons lies like lead upon me, and yet I would not sleep. Merciful powers, restrain in me the cursed thoughts that nature gives way to in repose. Give me my sword. Who's there?
A friend.
What, sir? Not yet at rest. The king's abed, and shut up in unusual pleasure. He hath sent forth great largesse to your offices. All's well. I dreamt last night of the three weird sisters. To you, they had showed some truth.
I think not of them. Yet, when we can entreat an hour to serve, we would spend it in some words upon that business, if you could grant the time.
Aye, my good lord.
If you shall cleave to my consent when 'tis, it shall make honor for you.
And so I lose none in seeking to augment it. But keep my bosom franchised and allegiance clear, I shall be counseled.
Good repose the while.
Thanks, sir. The light's to you.
Go bid my mistress. When my drink is ready, she strike upon the bell. Get thee to bed. Is this a dagger which I see before me? The handle towards my hand. Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, and yet I see thee still. Art thou not fatal vision, sensible to feeling as to sight? Or art thou but a dagger of the mind, a false creation proceeding from the heat oppressed brain? I see thee yet, in form as palpable as this which now I draw. Thou marshalst me the way that I was going, and such an instrument I was to use. Mine eyes are made the fools of the other senses, or else worth all the rest. I see thee still, and on thy blade and dudgeon gouts of blood, which was not so before. There's no such thing. It is the bloody business which informs thus to mine eye. Now over the one-half world, nature seems dead, and wicked dreams abuse the curtained sleep. Thou firm and sure-set earth, hear not my steps, which way they walk, for fear thy very stones prate of my whereabouts. And take the present horror from the time which now suits with it. Whilst I threat, he lives. Words to the heat of deed too cold breath gives. I go and it is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell that summons thee to heaven. Or to hell.
That
That which hath made them drunk hath made me bold. What hath quenched them hath given me fire. Hark! Peace was the owl that shrieked, the fatal bellman who gives the sternest good night. He's about it. The doors are open, and the surfeited grooms do mock their charge with snores. I have drugged their possets, that death and nature do contend about them whether they live or die.
Who's there? What? Who?
Alack, I fear they have awaked, and 'tis not done. The attempt and not the deed confounds us. Hark. I laid their daggers ready. He could not miss him. Had he not resembled my father as he slept, I had done it. My husband.
I have done the deed. Dost thou not hear a noise?
I heard the owl scream and the crickets cry. Did not you speak?
When?
Now.
As I descended.
I.
Hark. Who lies in the second chamber?
Donalbain.
This is a sorry sight.
A foolish thought to say a sorry sight.
As one laughed in his sleep, and one cried murder, that they did wake each other. I stood and heard them. But they did say their prayers and addressed them again to sleep.
There are two lodged together.
One cried, God bless us, and amen the other, as they had seen me with these hangman's hands. Listening their fear, I could not say amen when they did say God bless us.
Consider it not so deeply.
Oh, wherefore could I not pronounce amen? I had most need of blessing, and amen stuck in my throat.
These deeds must not be thought after these ways, so it will make us mad.
Methought I heard a voice cry, sleep no more. Macbeth doth murder sleep, the innocent sleep, sleep that knits up the ravelled sleeve of care, death of each day's life, sole labor's bath, balm of hurt minds, chief nature's second course, chief nourisher in life's feast.
What do you mean?
Still it cried, sleep no more, to all the house. Glamis has murdered sleep, and therefore Cawdor shall sleep no more. Macbeth shall sleep no more.
Who was it that thus cried? Why, worthy Thane, you do unbend your noble self to think so brain-sickly of things. Go, get some water, and wash this filthy witness from your hand. Why did you bring these daggers from the place? They must lie there. Go, carry them, and smear the sleepy grooms with blood.
I'll go no more. I'm afraid to think what I have done. Look on it again, I dare not.
Infirm of purpose, give me the daggers. The sleeping and the dead are but as pictures. 'Tis the eye of childhood that fears a painted devil. If he do bleed, I'll gild the faces of the grooms withal, for it must seem their guilt.
Oh, whence is that knocking? How is it with me when every noise appalls me? What hands are here? They pluck out my eyes! Will all great Neptune's ocean wash this blood clean from my hand? No. This my hand will rather the multitudinous seas in incarnadine, making the green one red.
My hands are of your color, but I shame to wear a heart so white. I hear a knocking at the south entry. Retire we to our chamber. A little water clears us of this deed. How easy is it then? Hark! More knocking. Get in your nightgown, lest occasion call us and show us to be watchers. Be not lost so poorly in your thoughts.
To know my deed, 'twere best not know myself. Wake, Duncan, with thy knocking. I wouldst thou couldst.
here's a knocking indeed. If a man were porter of Hellgate, he'd of old turn in the key. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there in the name of Beelzebub? Here's a farmer that hanged himself. The expectation of plenty. Come in time. Have napkins enough about you. Here you'll sweat for it. Knock, knock. Who's there in the other devil's name? Faith. Here's an equivocator that could swear in both the scales against either scale, who committed treason enough, for God's sake, but could not equivocate to heaven. Come in, equivocator. Knock, knock, never at quiet. What are you? But this place is too cold for hell. I'll devil porter it no more. I did thought to have let in some of all professions that go the primrose way to the everlasting bonfire. Anon! Anon! I pray you, remember the porter.
Was it so late, friend, ere you went to bed, that you do lie so late?
Marry, sir, we were carousing to the second cock, and drink, sir, is a great provoker of three things.
And what three things does drink especially provoke?
Marry, sir, nose painting, sleep, and urine. Oh, lechery, sir, it provokes and unprovokes. It provokes the desire, but takes away the performance. Therefore, much drink may be said to be an equivocator with lechery. It makes him, and it mars him. It sets him on, and it takes him off. It persuades him, and it disheartens him. Makes him stand to, and not stand to. In conclusion, it equivocates him in sleep, and giving him the lie, leaves him.
I believe drink gave thee the lie last night.
Oh, that it did, sir, in the very throat of me. But I requited him for his lie, and being, I think, too strong for him, though he took up my legs sometime, I made a shift to cast him.
Is thy master stirring? Our knocking has awakened him. Here he comes.
Good morrow, noble sir.
Good morrow, both.
Is the king stirring, worthy thane?
Not yet.
He did command me to call timely upon him. I have almost slipped the hour.
I'll bring you to him.
I know this is a joyful trouble to you, but yet 'tis one.
The labor we delight in physics pain. This is the door.
How be so bold as to call, for it is my limited service.
Goes the king hence today?
He does. He... To the point, sir.
But the night was just unruly. Where we lay, the chimneys blew down. And as they say, lamentings heard in the air, strange screams of death, and prophesying in accents terrible. The obscure bird clamored the livelong night. Some say the earth was feverous and did shake.
'Twas a rough night.
My young remembrance cannot parallel a fellow to it.
Oh, horror! 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 Tongue nor heart cannot conceive nor name thee.
What's the matter?
Confusion now hath made his masterpiece. Most sacrilegious murder has broke up the Lord's anointed temple and stole thence the life of the building.
What is you say? The life?
Mean you his majesty?
Approach the chamber and destroy your sight with the new Gorgon. Do not bid me speak. See, and then speak yourselves. Awake! Awake! Ring the alarm bell. Murder and treason! Banquo and Donalbain! Malcolm, awake! Shake off this downy sleep, death's counterfeit, and gaze upon death itself! Up, up and gaze upon the great tomb's image! Malcolm and Donalbain, as from your graves rise up and walk like sprites to countenance this horror! Ring the bell!
What's the business that such a hideous trumpet calls to parley the sleepers of the house? Speak, speak!
Oh, gentle lady, 'tis not for you to hear what I can speak. The repetition would murder as it fell. Oh, Banquo! Banquo! Your royal master's murdered.
Woe, alas! What in our house?
Too cruel anywhere. Dear Duff, I prithee contradict thyself, and say it is not so.
Had I but lived an hour before this chance, I had lived a blessed time. For from this instant, there's nothing serious in mortality. All is but toys. Grace and renown are dead. The wine of life is drawn, and the mere lees are left this vault to brag of.
What is amiss?
You are, and do not know it. The spring, the head, the fountain of your love, of your life, is stopped. The very source of it is stopped.
Your royal father is murdered.
Oh? By whom?
Those of his chamber, it seemed, had done it. Their hands and faces were badged with blood. So were their daggers, which unwiped we found upon their pillows. They stared and were distracted. No man's life was to be trusted with them.
Yet, I do repent me of my fury that I did kill them.
Wherefore did you so?
Who can be wise, amazed, temperate and furious, loyal and neutral in a moment? No man. The expedition, my violent love, outran the pause of reason. Here lay Duncan, his silver skin laced with his golden blood, and his gashed stabs looked like a breach in nature for ruin's wasteful entrance. They're the murderers, steeped in the colors of their trade, their manners, the daggers unmannerly breached with gore. Who could refrain that had a heart to love, and in that heart the courage to make his love known?
Oh, help me, stop.
Look to the lady!
Why do we hold our tongues that most might claim this argument for hours?
What should be spoken here? Where our fate, hidden in augur hole, may rush and seize us? Let's away. Our tears are not yet brewed.
Nor our strong sorrow upon the foot of motion.
Look to the lady.
And when we have our naked frailties hid that do so suffer an exposure, let us meet and question this most bloody piece of work to know it further. Fears and scruples shake us. In the great hand of God I stand, and thence, against the undivulged pretense of treasonous malice, I fight.
So do I.
So all.
Let us briefly put on manly readiness and meet in the hall together. Aye. Aye.
What will you do? Let us not consort with them. To show an unfelt sorrow is an office that the false man does easy. All to England.
To Ireland, aye. Our separated fortune shall keep us both the safer. Where we are, there are daggers in men's smiles. The near in blood, the near bloody.
This murderous shot have not yet lighted, and our safest course is to avoid the aim. Therefore, to horse. Let us not be dainty of leave-taking, but shift away. There is warrant in that theft, which steals itself when there is no mercy left.
score, and 10 I remember well. The volume of time with which I have seen hours dreadful and things terrible, but this sore night hath trifled former knowings.
Aye, by the clock 'tis day, and yet dark night strangles the traveling lamp. Is it night's predominance or day's shame that darkness does the face of earth and tomb when living light should kiss it?
'Tis unnatural, like the deed that's done. Why, Tuesday last, a falcon in her pride of place by a mousing owl was hawked and killed.
And Duncan's horses, a thing most strange and certain, beauteous and swift, the minions of their race, turned wild in nature, broke their stalls flung out, contending against obedience as they would make war with mankind.
'Tis said they eat each other.
They did, so, to the amazement of mine eyes that looked upon it. Here comes the good Macduff. How goes the world, sir, now?
Why, see you not?
Is it known who did this more than bloody deed?
Those that Macbeth hath slain.
Alas the day! What good could they pretend?
They were suborned. Malcolm and Donalbain, the king's 2 sons, are stolen away and fled, which puts upon them suspicion of the deed.
Then 'tis most like the sovereignty will fall upon Macbeth.
He is already named and gone to Scone to be invested.
Where is Duncan's body?
Carried to Commelkill, the ancient storehouse of his predecessors and guardian of their bones.
Will you to Scone?
No, cousin. I'll to Fife.
Well, I will thither.
Well, may you see things well done there. Adieu. Lest our old robe sit easier than our new.
Farewell, father.
Thou hast it now, Macbeth. King, Cawdor glams all. Though I fear thou play'dst most foully for it. And yet, it was said that it should not stand in thy posterity, but that myself should be the root and father of many kings. If there come truth from them, as upon thee, Macbeth, their speeches shine, why, the verities on thee made good, might they not be my oracles as well, and set me up in hope? But hush, no more.
Here's our chief guest.
Had he been forgotten, it had been as a gap in our great feast, and all thing unbecoming.
Tonight we'll hold a solemn supper, sir, and I'll request your presence.
Let your highness command upon me, to the which my duties with most indissoluble tie forever knit.
Ride you this afternoon.
Aye, my good lord.
We shall have else desired your good advice, which still hath been both grave and prosperous in this day's council. But we'll take tomorrow. 'Tis far you ride.
Aye, my lord. As far as will fill the time betwixt this and supper. Goes not my horse the better, I shall have to become a borrower of the dark night for an hour or twain.
Fail not our feast.
My lord, I will not.
I hear how bloody cousins are bestowed in England and in Ireland, not confessing their cruel parricide, filling their hearers with strange invention. But of that tomorrow, when therewithal we shall have cause of state craving us jointly. Hie you to horse. Adieu till you return tonight. Goes Fleance with you?
Aye, my good lord. Our time does call upon us.
Then I wish your horses swift and sure on foot, and so I do commend you to their backs. Farewell. We'll keep ourselves till supper time alone. Why then, God be with you. Attend those men our pleasure.
They are, my lord, without the palace gate.
Bring them before us. Our fears in Banquo stick deep, and in his royalty of nature reigns that which would be feared, 'tis much he dares. And to that dauntless temper of his mind, he hath a wisdom that doth guide his valor to act in safety. He chid the sisters when first they put the name of king upon me, and bade them speak to him. Then, prophet-like, they hailed him father to a line of kings. Upon my head they put a fruitless crown, no son of mine succeeding. If it be so, for Banquo's issue have I filed my mind. For them the gracious Duncan have I murdered, to make them kings, the seed of Banquo kings. Who's there? Was it not yesterday we spoke together?
It was, so please your highness.
Well then now, have you considered of my speeches? Know that it was he in times past who held you so under fortune, which you had thought had been our innocent selves, who wrought with them and all things else, that to a soul and half a notion crazed might say, thus did Banquo.
You made it known to us, sir.
I did so, and went further, which is now our point of second meeting. Do you find patience so predominant in your natures that you can let this go?
We are men, my liege.
Aye, in the catalogue you go for men. Now, if you have a station in the file, not in the worst rank of manhood, say it, and I shall put that business in your bosoms, whose execution takes your enemy off.
I'm one, my liege, whom the vile blows and the buffets of the world have so incensed that I am reckless in what I do, despite the world.
And I another, so weary with disasters, tugged with fortune, I'd set my eye on any chance to mend it, or be rid on it.
Both of you know Banquo was your enemy?
True, my lord.
So is he mine, and at such bloody distance that every minute of his bearing thrusts against my nearest of life. And though I could, with bold-faced power, sweep him from my sight and bid my will about it, yet I must not. And thence it is to your assistance that I do make love, masking the business from the commoners for sundry weighty reasons.
We shall, my lord, perform what you command us.
Though our lives...
Your spirits shine through you. Within the hour at most, I shall advise you where to plant yourself, for it must be done tonight. Fleance, his son, who accompanies his father, whose absence is no less material to me than is his father's, must embrace the fate of that dark hour. Resolve yourselves apart. I'll call on you anon.
We are resolved, my lord.
Abide within. I'll come to you straight. It is concluded, Banquo. Thy soul's flight, if it find heaven, must find it out tonight.
Is Banquo gone from court?
Aye, madam, but he returns again tonight.
Say to the king, I would attend his leisure for a few words.
Madam, I will.
Naught's had, all spent, where our desires got without content. 'Tis safer to be that which we destroy than by destruction dwell in doubtful joy. How now, my lord? Why do you keep alone of sorriest fancies your companions making, using those thoughts which should indeed have died with them they think on? Things without all remedy should be without regard. What's done is done.
We've scotched the snake, not killed it. She'll close and be herself, whilst we remain in danger of her former tooth. We will eat our meals in fear and sleep in the affliction of these terrible dreams that shake us nightly. Better be with the dead, whom we, to gain our peace, have sent to peace. Duncan is in his grave. After life's fitful fever, he sleeps well. Treason has done his worst. Nor poison, nor steel, malice domestic, foreign levy, nothing can touch him further.
Come on, gentle, my lord. Slake o'er your rugged looks. Be bright and jovial among your guests tonight.
So shall I, love, and so I pray, be you. And make our faces visits to our hearts, disguising what they are.
You must leave this.
Oh, full of scorpions is my mind, dear wife, and knows the Banquo and his fleance lives.
But in them nature's copies not etern.
There's comfort yet, they are assailable. Then be thou jocund. Ere the bat hath flown his cloistered flight, ere to black Hecate summons the shard-born beetle with his drowsy hums has rung night's yawning peal, there shall be done a deed of dreadful note.
What's to be done?
Be innocent of the knowledge, dearest Chuck, till thou applaud the deed. Come, sealing night. Light thickens and the crow makes wing to the rooky wood. Good things of day begin to droop and drowse, while night's black agents to their praise do rouse. Thou marvelst at my words, but hold thee still. Things bad begun make strong themselves by ill. So prithee, go with me.
But who did bid thee join with us anyway?
Macbeth.
He needs not our mistrust, since he delivers our offices and what we have to do to the direction just.
And stand with us. The west yet glimmers with some streaks of day, now spurs the weighted traveler to the timely inn. Near approaches the subject of our watch.
Hark! I hear horses.
Give us a light there! Whoa! Oh!
Then 'tis he, the rested, already are in the court.
His horses go about
Almost a mile, but he does, usually, so all men do. From hence to the palace gate, make it their walk.
a light, a light!
Is he?
Stand to it.
It will be rain tonight.
Let it come down!
Oh, treachery! Fly! Good flames! Fly! Thou mayest revenge! Oh!
First and last, the hearty welcome.
Thanks to your majesty.
Ourselves will mingle with society and play the humble host. Our hostess keeps her state. But in best time, we shall require her welcome.
Pronounce it for me, sir, to all our friends, for my heart speaks they are welcome.
See they encounter thee with their hearts' thanks. Both sides are even. Here, I'll sit in the midst. Be large in mirth, anon will drink a measure the table round. There's blood on thy face.
'Tis Banquo's then.
Better thee without than he with him. Is he dispatched?
Aye, my lord. His throat is cut, that I did for him.
Thou art the best of the cutthroats. But he is good that did the like for Fleance. If thou didst it, thou art the non-parole.
Most royal sir, Fleance escaped.
Then comes my fit again. I'd else been perfect, but now I'm cabined, cribbed, confined, bound into saucy doubts and fears. But Banquo's safe.
Aye, my lord. Safe in a ditch he bides, 20 trench gashes on his head, the least a death to nature.
Thanks for that. Get thee gone. Tomorrow we'll hear ourselves again.
My royal lord, you do not give the cheer.
Sweet remembrancer. Then good digestion, wait on appetite, and health on both.
If it please your highness, say.
Here had we now our country's honor root with a graced person of our Banquo presence, who may I rather challenge for unkindness than pity for mischance.
His absence, sir, lays blame upon his promise. Please it your highness to grace us with your royal company.
The table's full.
Here's a spot reserved, sir.
Where?
Right here. What is it that moves your highness?
Which one of you have done this?
What, my good lord?
Thou canst not say I did it. Never shake thy gory locks at me.
Gentlemen, rise. His highness is not well.
Sit, worthy friends. My lord is often thus and hath been from his youth. But pray you, keep seat. The fit is momentary. Upon a thought he will again be well. If much you not him, you shall offend him and extend his passion. Feed and regard him not. Are you a man?
Aye, and a bold one, but dare look on that which might appall the devil.
Oh, proper stuff. This is the very painting of your fear. This is the air-drawn dagger which you said led you to Duncan. Shame itself. Why do you make such faces? When all's done, you look but on a stool.
Prithee, see here. Look, behold, lo. How sayest thou? What care I? If thou canst not, speak too. His charnel houses in our graves must send those that we bury back. Our monuments should be the moors of kites.
What quite unmanned folly.
If I stand here, I saw him.
Fie, for shame.
Blood has been shed here now, and since too, murders have been performed, too terrible for the ear. But the times have been. The brains are out, the man would die, and there an end. And now they rise again with 20 mortal murders on their crowns and push us from our stools. This is more strange than such a murder is.
My worthy lord, your noble friends do lack you.
I do forget. Do not muse at me, my most worthy friends. I have a strange infirmity, which is nothing to those that know me. Come, love and health to all, then I'll sit down. Give me some wine. Fill. Full! I drink to the general joy of the whole table. And to our dear friend Banquo, would he were here, whom we miss. To him and all we thirst, and all to all.
Our duties and the pledge.
Avaunt, and quit thy sight. Let the earth hide thee. Thy bones are marrowless, thy blood is cold. Thou hast no speculation in those eyes which thou dost glare with.
Think of this, good Pierce, but as a thing of custom, 'tis no other. Only it spoils the pleasure of the time.
What man dare I dare? Take any shape but that, and my firm nerves shall never tremble. Or be alive again, and dare me to the desert with thy sword. If trembling I inhabit then, pronounce me the baby of a girl. Hence, horrible shadow, unreal mockery, hence. Why, being gone, I am a man again.
You have displaced the mirth, broke the good meeting with most admired disorder.
And such things be, and overcome us like a summer's cloud without our special wonder? How can you behold such sight, and keep the natural ruby of your cheeks when mine is blanched with fear?
What sights, my lord?
I pray you, speak not. He grows worse and worse. Question enrages him. At once, good night. Stand not upon the order of your going, but go at once.
Good night, and better health attend his majesty.
A kind good night to all.
It will have blood, they say. Blood will have blood. Stones have been known to move and trees to speak. What is the night?
Almost at odds with the morning, which is which.
How sayest thou that Macduff denies his person at our great bidding?
Did you send to him, sir?
I hear it, by the way. But I will send. There's not a one of them but at his house I keep a servant fee. I will tomorrow, and betimes I will to the weird sisters. More shall they say. For now I am bent to know. By the worst means, the worst. For mine own good, all causes shall give way. I am in blood, stepped in so far, that should I wade no more, returning were as tedious as to go over. Strange things I have in head that will to hand, which must be acted ere they may be scanned.
You lack the season of all natures. Sleep.
Come, will to sleep. We are yet but young indeed.
Why, how now, Hecate? You look angry.
Have I not reason? Beldams as you are, saucy and overbold? How did you dare to trade and traffic with Macbeth in riddles and affairs of death? And I, the mistress of your charms, the close contriver of all harms, was never called to bear my part, or to show the glory of our art. But make amends now. Get you gone. And at the pit of Acheron, meet me in the morning. Thither he will come to know his destiny. Your vessels and your spells provide, your charms and everything beside. I must fly now. This night I'll spend unto a dismal and a fatal end. Great business must be wrought ere noon. Upon the corner of the moon there hangs a vaporous drop profound. I'll catch it ere it come to ground, and that distilled by magic sleights shall raise such artificial sprites as by the strength of their illusion shall draw him onto his confusion. He shall spurn fate, scorn death, and bear his hopes of wisdom, grace, and fear. And you all know, security is mortal's chiefest enemy. Hark, I am called. My little spirit sea sits in a foggy cloud and stays for me.
Come, let's make haste. She'll soon be back again.
Things have been strangely born. The gracious Duncan was pitied of Macbeth. Marry, he was dead. And the right valiant Banquo walked too late. Whom, you may say if it please you, Fleance killed? For Fleance fled. Men must not walk too late. And who could want the thought how monstrous it was for Malcolm and for Donalbain to kill their gracious father? Damned fact. And how it did grieve Macbeth. Did he not straight in pious rage the two delinquents tear, that were the slaves of drink and thralls of sleep? Was not that nobly done? Aye, and wisely too, for it would have angered any heart alive to hear the men deny it. For that I say, he has borne all things well. But peace, for from broad words and 'cause he failed his presence at the tyrant's feast, I hear Macduff lives in disgrace. Sir, can you tell me where he bestows himself?
The son of Duncan, from whom this tyrant holds the due of birth, lives in the English court, where he is received of the most pious Edward. Thither Macduff is gone to pray the holy king, upon his aid, to wake Northumberland and warlike Seward, that, by the help of these, we may again give to our tables meat, sleep to our nights, free from our feasts and banquets bloody knives. And this report hath so exasperated Macbeth that he prepares for some attempt of war.
Sent he for Macduff?
He did, and received an absolute, "Sir, not I."
And that may well advise him to a caution, to hold what distance his wisdom can provide. Some holy angel fly to the court of England ere he come and unfold a message that a swift blessing may soon return to this, our suffering country, under a hand accursed.
I'll send my prayers with him.
Thrice the brinded cat hath mewed.
Thrice and once the hedge pig whined.
Hark your cries, 'tis time, 'tis time.
Round about the cauldron go, in the poisoned entrails throw, sweltered venom, sleeping got. Boil thou first in the charmed pot,
of a fennel snake, in the cauldron boil and bake, eye of newt and toe of frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog, adder's fork and blind worm's sting, lizard leg and owlet wing, for a charm of powerful trouble, like a hell broth boil and bubble.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Scale of dragon, tooth of wolf, witch's mummy, maw and gulf of the ravened salt sea shark, root of hemlock digged in the dark, finger of birth, strangled babe, ditch delivered by a drab. Make the gruel thick and slab, add thereto a tiger's chaldron for the ingredients of our cauldron.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Cool it with baboon's blood. Then the charm is firm and good. By the pricking of my thumbs,
something wicked this way comes!
How now, you secret black and midnight hag? What is it you do?
A deed without a name.
I conjure you by that which you profess. However you come to know it, answer me. Though you untie the winds and let them fight against the churches, even till destruction sicken. Answer me to what I ask you.
Speak.
Demand.
Will answer. Say if thou'dst rather hear it from our mouths or from our masters.
Call him. Let me see him.
Whore in Sal's blood that hath eaten her 9 farrow. Grease that's sweaten from a murderer's gibbet. Throw into the flame. Come, high or low, thyself in office deftly show.
Tell me thou unknown power.
He knows thy thought. Hear his speech and say thou not.
Macbeth, 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 beware the duff, beware the vain fife, dismiss me, enough.
Whatever thou art, for thy good caution thanks. Thou'st helped my fear aright. But one word more.
He will not be commanded. Here's another, more potent than the first.
Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth.
Had I 3 years, I'd hear thee.
Be bloody, bold, and resolute. Laugh to scorn the power of man, for none of woman born shall harm Macbeth.
Then live, Macduff. What need I fear of thee? And yet I'll make assurance double sure, and take a bond of fate. Thou shalt not live, that I may tell pale-hearted fear it lies, and sleep in spite of thunder. What is this?
Listen, but speak not to it.
Be lion-mettled, proud, and take no care who chafes, who frets, or where conspirers are. Macbeth shall never vanquished be, until great Birnam Wood to high Dunsinane Hill shall come against him.
Oh, that will never be. Who can impress a forest, bid the tree unfix his earthbound root? Rebellion's head rise never, till the wood of Birnam rise. Yet my heart throbs to know one thing. Tell me if your art can tell so much. Shall Banquo's issue ever reign in this kingdom?
Seek to know no more!
I will be satisfied. Deny me this and an eternal curse fall on you. What noise is this?
Show! 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 Show his eyes and grieve his heart. Come like shadows, so depart.
Thou art too like the spirit of Banquo. Down! That crown does seal mine eyeballs, and thy hair. Their other gold-bound brow is like the first, the third is like the former. Filthy hags! Why do you show me this? Another yet. A fourth, stout eyes. What Will this line crack on till the stretch of doom? Another yet, a seventh. I'll see no more. And yet, an eighth appears, who bears a glass that shows me many more. And now, I see 'tis true, for the blood-bolted Banquo smiles at me and points at them for his. What? Is this so?
Aye, sir. This also.
Where are they? Gone? Saw you the weird sisters.
No, my lord.
Came they not by you?
No, my lord.
Infected be the air whereon they ride, and damned all those that trust them. But I did hear galloping of horse. Who was it came by?
'Tis 203 men. Give word. Macduff has fled to England.
Fled to England.
Aye, my lord.
Time, thou anticipatest my dread exploits. The castle of Macduff I will surprise, seize upon Fife, give to the edge of the sword his wife, his babes, and all unfortunate souls that trace him in his line. No boasting of a fool, this deed I'll do before the purpose cool. But no more sights. Where are these gentlemen? Come, bring me where they are.
What had he done to make him fly the land?
You must have patience, madam.
He had none. His flight was madness. When our actions do not, our fears do make us traitors.
You know not whether it was his wisdom or his fear.
Wisdom. To leave his wife, to leave his babes, his mansion, and his titles in a place from whence himself does fly. He loves us not. He wants the natural touch. For the poor wren, the most diminutive of birds, will fight her young ones in the nest against the owl. All is the fear, and nothing is the love, so little is the wisdom, where the flight runs against all reason.
My dearest cousin, I pray you, school yourself. But for your husband, he is noble, wise, judicious, and best knows the bits of the season. I dare not speak much further, but cruel are the times when we are traitors and do not know ourselves, when we hold rumor against what we fear, yet know not what we fear. Shall not be long, but I'll be here again. Things will, at the worst, cease, or else climb up to what they were before. My pretty cousin, blessing upon you.
Fathered he is, and yet he is fatherless.
I'm so much a fool. Should I stay longer? I take my leave at once.
Sirrah, your father is dead. What will you do now? How will you live?
As birds do, Mother.
What with worms and flies?
With what I get, I mean, and so do they.
Poor bird. Dost thou never fear the net, nor the line, the pitfall, nor the gin?
Why should I, Mother? Poor birds, they are not set for it. My father is not dead, for all you're saying.
Yes, he is dead. How wilt thou do for a father?
Nay, how will you do for a husband?
If I could buy me 20 at any market.
You'll buy and to sell them again.
Thou speakest with all thy wit, and yet a face with wit enough for thee.
Was my father a traitor, Mother?
Aye, that he was.
What is a traitor?
Why, one that swears and lies.
And be all traitors that do so?
Everyone. Everyone who does so is a traitor and must be hanged.
Who must hang them?
Why, the honest men.
Then the liars and the swearers are fools. For there are liars and swearers enow to beat the honest men and hang up them?
God help thee, poor monkey. But what wilt thou do for a father?
If he were dead, you'll weep for him. If he would not, that would be a good sign that I shall quickly have a new father.
Poor prattler, how thou talkest.
Bless you, fair dame, I am not to you known, though in your state of honor I am perfect. I fear some danger does approach you nearly. If you will take a homely man's advice, be not found here, hence with your little ones. To fright you thus, methinks, I am too savage. Heaven preserve you. I dare abide no longer.
Whither shall I fly? I have done no harm. And yet I recall I am in this earthly world, where to do harm is often laudable. To do good sometimes accounted dangerous folly. Why must I fall upon this womanly defense to say I have done no harm? What are these faces?
Where is your husband?
I hope in no place so unsanctified as the likes of thou mayest find him.
He is a traitor.
Thou liest, thou shag-haired villain!
What, you egg, young fry of treachery?
He has killed me, mother. Run away, I pray you.
Let us seek out some desolate shade, and there weep our sad bosoms empty.
Let us rather hold fast the mortal soul, and like good men, bestride our downfallen birthdom. Each new morn, new widows howl, new orphans cry, new sorrows strike heaven on its face, that it resounds as though it felt with Scotland.
Could I believe all wail? This tyrant, whose sole name blisters our tongues, was once thought honest. You loved him well. He hath not touched you yet. I am young, but something you may deserve of him through me, and wisdom to offer up a weak, poor, innocent lamb to appease an angry God.
I am not treacherous.
Perchance, even in you do I find my doubts. Why? That Ron has left you wife and child without leave taking. I pray you, that not my suspicions be your dishonors, but mine own safeties. You may be rightly just, whatever I should think.
Bleed, bleed, poor country, for goodness dare not check thee. Wear thou thy wrongs. The title is a fear. Fare thee well, Lord. I would not be the villain that thou thinkst for the whole space that's in the tyrant's grasp.
Be not offended. I speak not as an absolute fear of you. I think our country sinks beneath the yoke. It weeps, it bleeds, and each new day a gash is added to her wounds. I think with all that there would be hands uplifted in my right. And here, from gracious England, have I promise of goodly thousands.
Thousands?
But, for all this, when I should tread upon the tyrant's head, wear it on my sword, yet my poor country shall have more vices than it had before, more suffer and more sundry ways than ever by him that shall succeed.
And what should he be?
It is myself, I mean, in whom I know all the particulars of vice so grafted, that when they shall be opened, black Macbeth shall seem as pure as snow, and the poor state esteem him as a lamb.
Not in the legions of horrid hell can come a devil more teeming with evils to top Macbeth.
I grant him bloody, luxurious, avaricious, false, deceitful, sudden, malicious, smacking of every sin that has a name. There's no bottom, none in my voluptuousness. Your wives, your daughters, your matrons, and your maids could not fill up the cistern of my lust. My desire should o'erbear those that did oppose me. Better Macbeth than such a one to rule.
Boundless intemperance in nature is a tyranny. 'Tis been the fall of many kings. But fear not yet to take upon you what is yours. We have willing dames enough. You cannot have that vulture in you to devour so many as would to greatness dedicate themselves, finding it so inclined.
Were I king, I should cut off the nobles for their lands, desire his jewels or this other's house, and my more having shall be as a sauce to make me hunger more, that I should forge quarrels unjust between the good and the loyal, destroying them for wealth.
This avarice sticks deeper, grows with more pernicious roots than summer-seeming lust. Yet do not fear. Scotland has poisons to fill up your will. Of your mere own, all these are potable, with other graces weighed.
But I have none. The king becoming graces is justice, verity, loyalty, devotion, courage, temperance. I have no relish of these, but abound in the division of each several crime. Nay, had I power, I should pour the sweet milk of concord into hell, uproar the universal peace, confound all unity on earth.
Oh, Scotland, Scotland!
Such a one be fit to govern? Speak. I am as I have spoken.
Fit to govern? No, not to live! O nation miserable, with untitled tyrant bloody sceptered, when shalt thou see thy wholesome days again? Since that the truest issue of thy throne, by his own interdiction, stands accursed and blasphemes his breed. Thy royal father was a most sainted king. Fare thee well. These evils that thou repeatst upon thyself have banished me from Scotland. O my breast, thy hope ends here.
Macduff, this noble passion hath from my soul wiped the black scruples, reconciled my thoughts with thy good truth and honor. I put myself at thy direction, and here abjure the taints and blames I did lay upon myself. I am yet unknown to women, never was forsworn, scarcely have coveted what was mine own, never once broke my faith, would not betray the devil to his fellow, and delight no less in truth than in life. What I am is thine, and my poor country's to command. Why are you silent?
Such welcome and unwelcome things at once. 'Tis hard to reconcile. See, who comes here?
Sir. Amen.
Stand Scotland where it did.
Alas, poor country, almost afraid to know itself. It cannot be called our mother, but our grave, where nothing, but who knows nothing, is once seen to smile, where sighs and groans and shrieks that rend the air are made, not marked, where violent sorrow seems a modern ecstasy, the dead men's knell is there, scarce asked for whom, and good men's lives expire before the flowers in their caps, dying or ere they sicken.
Oh, relation, too nice and yet too true.
What's the newest grief?
That of an hour's age doth hiss the speaker, each minute teems a new one.
How does my wife?
Why, well.
And all my children?
Well, too.
Tyrant has not battered at their peace.
No, they were, well, at peace when I did leave them. When I came hither to transport the tidings, which I have heavily borne, I saw the tyrant's power afoot, and there ran a rumor of many worthy fellows that were out. Now is the time of help. Your eye in Scotland would create soldiers, make our women fight to doff their dire distresses.
Be it their comfort, we are coming thither. Gracious England have lent us old sword and 10,000 men.
Would that I could answer this comfort with the like, but I have words that would be howled out in the desert air, where hearing should not latch them.
What concern they? The general cause, or is it some figgery due to a single breast?
No mind that's honest, but in it shares some woe, though the main part pertains to you, alone.
If it be mine, let me have it. Keep it not from me.
Let not your ears despise my tongue forever, which shall possess them with the heaviest sound that ever yet they heard.
I guess at it.
Your castle is surprised. Your wife and babes savagely slaughtered. To relate the manner were on the quarry of these murdered deer, to add the death of you.
Merciful heaven. What man? Ne'er pull your hat upon your brows. Give sorrow words. The grief that does not speak whispers the o'er-fraught heart and bids it break.
My children, too?
Wife, children, servants, all that could be found.
And I must be from thence. My wife killed too.
I've said.
Be comforted. Let us make medicines of our great revenge to cure this deadly grief.
He has no children. All my pretty ones? Did you say all? Oh, Hellkite! All? All my pretty chickens and their dam. At one fell swoop.
Dispute it like a man.
I shall do so! But I must also feel it as a man. I cannot help remember such things were that were most precious to me. Did heaven look on and would not take their part? Sinful Macduff, they were all struck for thee, not that I am, not for their own demerits, but for mine fell slaughter on their souls. Heaven rest them now.
Be this the whetstone of your sword. Let grief convert to anger. Blunt not the heart. Enrage it.
Front to front, bring this fiend of Scotland and myself. Within my sword's length set him. And if he escapes, heaven forgive him too.
This tune goes manly. Come, go we to the king. Our power is ready, our lack is nothing but our leave. Macbeth is ripe for the shaking, and the powers above put on their instruments. Receive what cheer you may. The night is long that never finds the day.
I have 2 nights watched with you, but can perceive no truth in your report. When was it she last walked?
Since His Majesty went into the field, I have seen her rise from her bed, throw her nightgown upon her, unlock her chest, take forth paper, fold it, write upon it, read it, afterwards seal it, and again return to bed, yet all this while in a most fast sleep.
'Tis a great perturbation in nature to receive at once the benefit of sleep and do the effect of watching. In this slumbery agitation, besides her walking and other actual performances, what at any time did you hear her say?
That, sir, which I will not report after her.
You may to me, and most meet you should.
Neither to you nor anyone, having no witness to confirm my speech. Lo you, here she comes, this her very guise, and, upon my life, fast asleep. Observe her, stand close.
How comes she by that light?
Why, it stood by her. She is laid by her continually. 'Tis her command.
You see, her eyes are open.
Aye, but their senses shut.
What is she done now? Look how she rubs her hands.
It is an accustomed action with her to seem thus washing her hands. I have known her to continue this a quarter of an hour.
Yet here's a spot.
Hark, she speaks. I will set down what comes from her to satisfy my remembrance more strongly.
Out, damn spot, out, I say. 1, 2. Why then, 'tis time to do it. Hell is murky! Fie, my lord, fie, a soldier and a feared. What need we fear who knows it, when none can haul our power to account? Yet, who would have thought the old man to have had so much blood in him?
Do you mark that?
The Thane of Fife had a wife. Where is she now? What, will these hands ne'er be clean? No more of that, my lord, no more of that. You mar all with this starting.
Go to. You have known what you should not.
She has spoke what she should not. I'm sure of that. Heaven knows what she has known.
Here's the smell of the blood still. All the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand. Oh.
Oh, what a sign is there. The heart is sorely charged.
I would not have such a heart in my bosom for the dignity of the whole body.
Well. This disease is beyond my practice. Yet I have known those who have walked in their sleep, who have died holily in their bed.
Wash your hands. Put on your nightgown. Look not so pale. I tell you yet again, Banquo's buried. He cannot come out on his grave.
Even so.
To bed! There's knocking at the gate. Come. Give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed.
Will she go now to bed?
Directly.
Foul whisperings are abroad. Unnatural deeds do breed unnatural troubles. Infected minds to their death pillow will discharge their secrets. More needs she, the divine, than the physician. God help us all. Look after her. Remove from her the means of all annoyance, and still keep eyes upon her. So good night. My mind she has mated, and amazed my sight. I think, but I dare not speak.
Good night, good doctor.
The English power is near, led on by Malcolm, his uncle Seward, and the good Macduff.
Near Burnham Wood shall we meet them. That way they're coming.
What does the tyrant?
Great dudes tonight, he strongly fortifies. Some say he's mad. Others that lesser hate him do call it valiant fury. But for certain, He cannot buckle his distempered rule within the belt of law.
Now does he feel the secret murderers are sticking on his hand. Those he command move only in command, nothing in love. Now does he feel his title hang loose about him, like a giant's robe upon a dwarfish thief.
Who then shall blame his pestered senses to recoil and start, when all that is within him does condemn itself for being there?
Well, march we on, to give obedience when 'tis truly owed, so that we, in him pour, our country's purge, each drop of us!
Or so much as it needs to do the sovereign flower and burn the weeds. Make we our march towards Burnham.
Bring me no more reports. Let them fly all. Till Burnham wood removed to Dunsinane, I cannot taint with fear. What's the boy Malcolm? Was not he born of woman? The spirits that know all mortal consequences have pronounced me thus. Fear not, Macbeth, for no man that's born of woman shall ever have power upon thee. Then fly, false stains, and mingle with the English. The mind I sway by, and the heart I bear, shall never shake with doubt nor sag with fear. The devil damn thee, black thou cream-faced loon, where gost thou that goose look?
There is 10,000.
Geese, villain?
Soldiers, sir.
Go prick thy face and overread thy fear, thou lily-livered boy. What soldiers, fool? Death of thy soul. Those linen cheeks of thine are counselors to fear. What soldiers, whey-face?
The English force. So please you.
Take your face hence. Satan! I'm sick at heart when I behold. Satan, I say! This push will cheer me ever or deceit me now. I've lived long enough, and that which should accompany old age as honor, love, obedience, troops of friends, I must not look to have. But in their stead, curses, not loud but deep, mouth honor, breath which the poor heart would fain deny and dare not. Satan!
What is your grace's pleasure?
What news more?
All is confirmed, my lord, which was reported.
I'll fight till from my bones my flesh be hacked. Give me my armor.
'Tis not needed yet.
I'll put it on. Send out my horses. Scur the country round. Hang those that talk of fear. Give me my armor. How does your patient, doctor?
Not so sick, my lord, as she has trouble with thick-coming fancies that keep her from her rest.
Cure her of that. Canst thou not minister to a mind disease? Pluck from the memory a rooted sorrow? Raise out the written troubles of the brain, and with some sweet, oblivious antidote, cleanse out that stuffed bosom of that perilous stuff which weighs upon the heart.
Therein the patient must minister to himself.
Throw physic to the dogs, I'm none of it. Come, put mine armor on. If thou couldst, doctor, cast the water of my land, find her disease, and purge it to a sound and pristine health. Satan, send out. Come, sir, dispatch. I'll not be afraid of death in vain till Burnham Forest come to Dunsinane.
Were I from Dunsinane away and clear, profit again should hardly draw me here.
What wood is this before us?
The wood of Burnham.
Let every soldier hew him down a bough and bear it before him. Thereby we shall shadow the numbers of our host and make discovery ere in report of us. Aye!
We learn no more but that the confident tyrant keeps yet in Dunsinane, and will endure our setting down before it.
'Tis his main hope.
The time approaches that with due decision will make us know what we shall say we have and what we owe. Thoughts speculative, their unsure hope relates, but certain issues strokes must arbitrate. Towards the which advance the war.
Hang out our banners on the outward walls. The cry is still they come. Our castle strength will laugh the siege to scorn. Here let them lie till famine and fever eat them up. What is that noise?
It is a cry of women, my good lord.
I've almost forgot the taste of fear. The time has been, my senses would have cooled to hear a night shriek, and my fell of hair would at a dismal treatise rise and stir as if life were in it. I have supped full with horrors. Dionysus, familiar to my slaughterous thoughts, cannot once start me. Wherefore was that cry?
The queen, my lord, is dead.
She should have died hereafter. There would have been a time for such a word. Tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day, to the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays are lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out, out, brief candle. Life is but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. Is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Thy comes to use thy tongue, thy story, quickly.
I should report that which I say I saw, but know not how to do it.
Well, say, sir.
As I did stand my watch upon the hill, I looked toward Burnham, and anon, methought, the wood began to move.
Liar and slave!
Let me endure your wrath, if it not be so. Within this 3 mile may you see it coming. I say, a moving wood.
If thou speakest false, upon the next tree shalt thou hang alive till famine cling thee. I pull in resolution, and begin to doubt the equivocation of the fiend that lies like truth. Fear not, till Burnham Wood do come to Dunsinane, and now a wood comes towards Dunsinane. Arm! Arm and out! If that which he avouches doth appear, there'll be no flying hence nor tarrying here. I begin to be aweary of the sun, and would the estate of the world were now undone. Ring the alarm bell. Blow wind. Come, rack. At least we'll die with harness on our back.
What is thy name?
You'll be afraid to hear it.
No, though thou call thyself a hotter name than any is in hell.
My name's Macbeth.
The devil himself could not pronounce a name more hateful to mine ear.
No, no more fearful.
Thou lie, abhorred tyrant. With my sword, I'll prove the lie thou sayest.
Thou wast born of woman! With swords I smile at, and weapons laugh to scorn, brandished by a man that's of a woman born.
That way the noise is. Tyrant! Show thy face! If thou be slain, and by no stroke of mine, my wife and children's ghosts will haunt me still. I cannot strike at wretched kerns, whose arms are higher to bear their staves. Either thou, Macbeth, or else my sword, with unbattered edge, I sheathe again undeeded. Let me find him fortune, and more I beg not.
Why should I play the Roman fool and die on mine own sword? Whilst I see lives, the gashes do better upon them.
Turn, hellhound! Turn!
Of all men else have I avoided thee. But get thee back. My soul is too much charged with blood of thine already.
I have no words. My voice is in my sword. Thou bloodier villain than terms can give thee out. Ah!
Thou losest labor. As easy mayst thou the entrenchant air with thy keen blading press as make me bleed. Let fall thy sword on vulnerable crests. I bear a charmed life which must not yield to one of woman born.
Despair thy charm, and let the angel whom thou still hast served tell thee, Macduff was from his mother's womb, untimely rent. Ah!
Accursed be the tongue that tells me so, and be those juggling fiends no more believe that palter with us in a double sense. I will not fight with you.
Then yield, coward, and live to be the gaze and show of the time. We'll have thee as our rarer monsters are, painted on a pole, and under it, here you may see the tyrant.
I will not yield to kiss the ground before young Malcolm's feet, or to be baited with the rabble's curse. Though Burnham wood do come to Dunsinane, and thou oppose being of no woman born, yet I will try the last. Lay on, Macduff, and damned be him that first cries, hold! Enough!
I wish the friends we missed were safe arrived.
Some must go off, but by these I see here, such a day as this is cheaply bought.
Macduff is missing, and your noble son.
Your son, my lord, has paid a soldier's debt. He only lived but till he was a man, the which no sooner had his prowess confirmed in the unshrinking station in which he fought, but like a man he died.
Then he is dead.
Aye, and brought off the field. Your cause of sorrow must not be measured by his worth, for then it hath no end.
Had he his hurts before?
Aye, on the front.
Well, then, God's soldier be he. Had I as many sons as I have heirs, I could not wish them to a finer death. And so his knell is knolled.
He is worth more sorrow, and that I'll spare for him.
His worth? Let us no more than say he parted well and paid his score, and God be with him. But here's newer comfort.
Hail, King, for so thou art. And behold, where stands the usurper's cursed head. The time is free! Hail, King!
shall not spare a great expense of time before we reckon with your several loves and make us even with you. My thanes and kinsmen, henceforth be earls, the first that Scotland ever in such an honor named. What's more to do, as would be newly planted with the time, is calling home our exiled friends abroad, who fled the watchful snares of tyranny, producing forth the cruel ministers of this dead butcher and his fiend-like queen, who, as 'tis thought, by self and violent hands took off her life. This, and what needful else may arise, by the grace of grace, we will perform in measure, time, and place. So thanks to all, and to each one whom we invite to see us crowned at Scone! Yeah!
When shall we three meet again?
know, our original Macbeth had to drop out due to illness. We're all very sad. Jay, everything you just saw, he learned in 2 weeks. All the lines, all the sword fighting, 2 weeks. So, see Macbeth. Amy took it every step of the way. Immediately switched chemistry. It was really incredible to watch. So, to Lady Macbeth. And to the person who made all of this happen, I cannot overstate how much love and energy and all of her went into this. Our director, Jess.
No, it's me. Before he was Macbeth, he was my co-director. and we've been working on this production since April, and I also want to shout out Claire.
No, I didn't.
We choreographed every fight.
Comstock, who's our stage manager and helped sewed all these costumes. And one more shout out to Lily, our wonderful lighting designer. Village to put on productions like this in a small community like ours, so thank you all so much for supporting the arts, and have a great rest of your evening.
Thank you.